Hey guys, Ralph Havens here. These days there's so much talk about a term called imposter syndrome. And I want to talk a little bit about it because there's a way to clear whatever that is, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. And what is imposter syndrome? People say it's a feeling that you're not worthy, or you're not really all that you're cracked up to be, or that you present yourself on Facebook or other things. And if you're an online entrepreneur, it can feel like fear and anxiety. And truthfully, that's what it actually is. It's just fear and anxiety. And it can show up as procrastination. It can show up as perfectionism, like never getting something done because you're afraid to, like, you're not making it perfect enough, or if you do it and it doesn't work, then what happens? So all sorts of things can be slowing an entrepreneur down, or anybody down for that matter, slowing somebody down, standing in their way, even stopping them. And the deal is, what we found in our work, and I want to tell you a little bit about it, because a friend of mine told me, Ralph, what you do is called phase shifting. That's what I would call it. And I realized, you're right. This is how we can have such instant results a lot of times, many times. And what happens is, if you're an online entrepreneur and you're trying to get your offer out, trying to get your message out, trying to reach your dream customers, trying to make things happen for you and your family, and it may be working on some levels, or maybe not working very well, or working pretty well, but there could be improvements, your sales calls, or your sales team, or something in your ad not working. A lot of times it's this inner stuff. And these days, that term imposter syndrome and the anxiety that comes from that those terms are being tossed around a lot, even in the Olympics and in athletic circles. And for the entrepreneurs, that's been a term used a lot. And it's because entrepreneurs can feel it, when you try to sell your stuff and try to reach the world and help people with what you can do, and transform lives, and have them pay you for it. It can bring up a lot of your inner stuff. And so what is phase shifting? It's like, how there's, it's kind of like being in the dark, and you're stumbling around trying to make your way through this entrepreneurial journey, or whatever business or life journey that you're on. And you just know that there's some inner block, some inner thing. And you might have a bit of inkling about, like, it's because of my mom or my dad, or I know I wasn't raised right, or some beliefs that are coming in. I know it's my thoughts, but you're kind of like in the dark. You can't quite find the cause of this thing. And so phase shifting is like turning the light on, and then it becomes totally visible. And that darkness that you could call anxiety or fear or imposter syndrome, that darkness, once you turn a light on it, it's gone, as if it never was. I used to have severe anxiety, 37 years of anxiety and sweaty hands. And when it cleared, it was gone. At first, I was a little concerned. I didn't want to tell people about it because I was afraid it might come back. Now it's so far removed from me that it feels like a different person. Like it wasn't even me that had that. It's just a story, almost like it just happened to somebody else. So that's what phase shifting is. And we've all seen that in our regular lives. Somebody is despondent over a breakup, and it's even months and months down the road, but they're still despondent and in despair, and just kind of in a funk. And they meet somebody, and they know this is the next person, the big person, the dream of their lifelong partner. And in an instant, someone can phase shift. They can be totally a different person. And so that's what this work is all about, is to find what that is, that darkness, that thing that's the cause of the anxiety, the fear, the imposter syndrome, and shine a light on it, because darkness can't live in light. And it's very specific. It's not some mystical thing like Reiki or energetic woo-woo stuff. Although I know those techniques, those energetic techniques, it's not some mindset hack or some anxiety hack where you're just trying to take enough cannabis to feel okay. Or, I actually had an entrepreneur say, he takes a drink before he goes Facebook Live. It's like, you can get away with that for a while, but it's going to come back and get you, right? So it's not about covering things up. It's about going right into whatever that is, that block, and literally shining a light on it. It's like having a different URL, a different TV channel or radio channel. Like you change the channel and it's a completely different show. And that's how things can happen so fast. And what I'd like you to do is, if you're watching some of my videos, notice how you feel before and then notice how you feel afterwards. You could literally test your range of motion in your shoulders and your neck and your back and move around and see how you feel. And then immediately after, walk around and see how you feel. And just notice, are you different? Are you different? Like, are you looser? Are you lighter? Even from this video, walking around, are you different? And just notice what you notice and notice what's different. And if you notice something that's different, you know, it'd be easy just to discount it and say, well, it can't be from that, or that's just weird, or yeah, whatever. But you might want to notice, are you different? And then what you might want to do is just notice what's different the rest of the day. Do people treat you a little different? Is something happening that's different than usual? Maybe your money is different, or you're getting more sales calls. That's what happened to my clients. If you go to some of our video testimonials from Courtney and Vitaly and Bridget, it's how instant changes happen, even in their business. And so I invite you to open up to the possibility that you can actually change the channel like that. You can phase shift, and life can be different simply from being in this space. And while I could tell you ideas around why it works or how it works, ultimately, that's not the thing you really want, right? Like I don't know how my cell phone works, but I know how to use it. I don't know how my car works, but I know how to turn it on and make it go. So it's not about how does it work or why does it work. It's like noticing what changes for you, even while being on this call. And if you're interested in this sort of thing, follow me. I'm on YouTube, Beyond Limits with Ralph Havens. I'm on our Facebook. I'm all over the place. And reach out to me and let me know what you're going through. I'd love to hear the comments of what you're going through and what you would like to phase shift. If something were to be done for you today, if life could be different in this moment, what might that be for you? So let me know. And I'm about to do a donation-based day, because right now the world needs us. The world really needs us to show up. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a healer, if you're doing something that can help somebody, the world really needs us now. And if there's an inner block that's slowing you down or getting in your way so that you can't bring your message and your work and your healing and your abilities to help somebody, if you have a block that's stopping you from reaching people, let's clear it, because the world needs us now. And I'm going to be doing a donation-based day. Just follow me, click, put a little comment in there, and I'll make sure we post this in here too, because the world needs us now to show up. All right, you guys, let's get out there. Let's heal yourself and heal the world. I will see you all very soon.